Boys, that's it. KDB's last ever game at the Etihad Stadium. KDB's farewell. Man City emerged victorious 3-1 at Bournemouth. Let's take a look at the game. First, before we do start, I appreciate any new people. Sub to the channel, like, comment, let me know how you feel about KDB leaving this summer. We're on the goal for 150 subs, very close. So any help towards that, very much appreciated. Anyway, let's check out the game. Unfortunately, no watch along today. It's a midweek game. Very tough for me to get the midweek ones on a watch along, but I will do my best to have one on Sunday, final day, last game of the season. Now, like I said, we get the win 3-1, and Bournemouth are a side here where they don't have a whole lot to play for. They're not getting Europe, so they're kind of, as they say, on the beach, which is fine. I mean, it's the way the league is set up. They got 2 games left, and it doesn't really matter where they finish. And I kind of felt like that's how they played. I mean, I'm sure if you look at the stats, we've got 58% possession to their 42. Most of this would have come in the latter, probably 20 minutes of the game when City went up. We're up 2-0 and kind of cruising. Of course, the game did go down to 10 on 10, interestingly. Kovacic with a red in the 67th, and Cook with a red in the 73rd. Terrible challenge from Cook, to be honest. It's a lunging, dangerous challenge. And Kovacic was more of just a bad back pass, and he took the red for the team. So anyway, you look at the stats, I would say 12 shots for City, 8 to Bournemouth, 5 on target, 2 for them. Big chances, 2 each, 1 missed each. Passes are City are almost double, of course, as they normally are. And if we do look at the lineup here, take a look. A lot of green for City. Ederson, nothing to do whatsoever. Really didn't face anything on goal except for the last ditch moment of the game where Nunez puts in a poor ball in behind, back to the center back, and it is just no one there. Bournemouth goal. Again, that's what Nunez does. He's a decent player some of the time, attacking, defensively, got some bozo moments with him. So good game from Nunez, but you can't have a good game without a bad moment from Nunez, so that's just how it goes. The rest of the back line, I thought Diaz was all right, not great, not his best performance. Kanji, solid, much better at center back than right back. Gavardiol, another good, solid performance from him. Gundogan gets an assist, solid from him. Kovacic, I thought he played well up until the red card, obviously. A very, very good, impressive game from him. Bernardo Silva, probably the man of the match. I thought he was outstanding today. Rolling back the clock. Marmoush scores an absolute worldie of a goal. One of the best goals of the season. Probably the best goal I've seen at the Etihad scored in years, to be honest. It was 30, 35 yards out. Top left corner of the goal. Absolute rocket. Reminded me of the Julio and Cisco goal against us a couple of years ago, I think, for Brighton, either last year or the year before. And then Haaland, a little less to do, not a whole lot of opportunity to score, but had some nice hold-up play. Of course, KDB's final game, we should talk about that. He has an opportunity to score, and it's just, unfortunately, he runs past the ball slightly. It's a little bit behind him, and he smashes it into the crossbar. It's an open net, so it should be a tap-in, but left-footed, smashing into the crossbar. And that's just kind of how the season goes. Not quite what anyone would have hoped, and he leaves the pitch 70th minute at the time of the red card, comes off, and gets an obviously great reception from the fans. They have a nice little ceremony after the game for him, and you see the tifo and the video for him, and it's very, very solid, emotional moment. I'm sure many City fans are very upset that Kevin De Bruyne is leaving the club, and this was his last ever home game for City. So feel for those people. Of course, KDB is a game changer, best Man City player in my lifetime from what I've seen. He is the reason I'm a Man City fan. So heavy heart to see Kev leave, but time moves on, and we got to go in the summer and figure out how to replace the role. Never replace the player. KDB is irreplaceable. I want to stress that, an irreplaceable player. But we do need to find some sort of production from a player we purchase in the summer who can create and score and do some of the things KDB is able to do. Bournemouth, like I said, pretty poor performances across the board. They didn't really participate in the game. They didn't sit back quite as much as Southampton and Crystal Palace did in the last 2 games. They played a little bit, but not much urgency, I would say. And that is the sign of a team ready to go on summer vacation, I think. Ready to go on holiday. So if you look at the subs, interesting subs. Nico G comes on and scores another worldly goal. Very impressive goal from Nico G. Probably should have passed to Gundogan, who had a one-on-one with the keeper, but it doesn't do it. Goes kind of a little bit. You think he's lost the moment here. He's going wide of the goal, and he just fires one in and bends it around Kepa. It's a very impressive goal, and I'm sure City fans all over are thinking, where have you been, Nico G? Why have you not been playing if you've got that in your locker? Thought he was pretty solid all around in his 20, 25 minutes that he was given. Hopefully we get to see some more of him going forward, and maybe Pep can start to trust him to play in the midfield and give him some minutes. Because, again, I thought he was pretty solid in his appearance here today. Great goal, first Premier League goal as well. Rodri, another huge moment, comes onto the pitch for the first time since the ACL injury. Really cool moment. Fans gave him a huge reception. Of course, the reigning Ballon d'Or winner back into the side. Gets about 10, 15 minutes or so of game time. Doesn't really do a whole lot. We didn't have the ball very much. It was pretty much all Bournemouth semi trying to create here at the latter parts of the game. But it was just great to see him on the pitch, running around with the City shirt, getting the applause from the fans. It was very nice moment. Last 3 subs, Oscar Bob comes on, another one, great to see, back from injury, finally, ready to go again. Grealish gets some minutes, Doku gets some minutes. Potentially a nice farewell for Grealish if he does leave in the summer. This would be his last home appearance for the fans at the Etihad, and I'm assuming that's maybe what that was for. Not going to get, obviously, the reception that KDB gets, but I do expect probably Grealish to leave in the summer, and that was probably it for him in his City shirt, potentially. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to discuss on the game. The goals were great. Marmoush, like I said, amazing goal. Bernardo scores a great near post, very solid finish. I thought rolled back the clock. It's a very old starting lineup. Commentary said it's the oldest lineup Pep has started in 8 years. Which is crazy to me to think that we put in one of our better performances of the season. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who maybe start to turn their opinion a bit. Maybe we can hold on to some of these older players. They were pretty good here. Maybe if they play again on Sunday and have another good performance, maybe there's something there. I don't know. I think we should chill on that probably and accept that it's most likely time to move these older players on. KDB's already out the door. Gundogan should leave, in my opinion. Kovacic should leave, in my opinion. Bernardo Silva should leave, in my opinion. John Stones should leave, in my opinion. Nathan Ake potentially should leave as well. Those are the more injury concerns. Mateus Nunes, is he good enough? Probably not. Ederson is going to leave, in my opinion. There's a whole lot of transfer activity to go on, and I don't think one positive result here towards the end of the season where we're like, wow, we really turned back the clock for that game should sway our opinion on what we should be doing, if that makes sense. If you look at the table, of course, it's a very important win. It's a monumental win, I should say. I don't think we should sell it short as this was just KDB's final farewell and Rodri's back and blah, blah. 68 points, 1 game left. All we need is a single point draw against Fulham, or if Chelsea and Forest do draw, we will automatically qualify for the Champions League. Fantastic news. Should lock in Champions League. You would expect a draw at minimum going to Fulham, who, again, have nothing to play for. 54 points with 1 game remaining. They cannot get into the top 7 here or anything like that. They can't catch Brighton. So, to me, should be getting at least a point, and potentially Forest and Chelsea draw. They're fighting it out. Could be a close one. So even if we lose, we have a chance to qualify. But of course, we don't want to leave it to chance. We want to take it into our own hands, win the game, draw the game, whatever it takes to get that Champions League. And then we move, and it becomes the transfer window, and the Club World Cup starts about a month from now. So very exciting things to take place on this channel and in the Man City atmosphere, the Man City scope, the ecosystem that is all the fans and the transfer news and everything like that. So very excited to bring all the content for you guys over the summer and into next season. So anyway, if you are new, I would very much appreciate a sub, a like, a comment. Let me know how you feel about the season. I love to talk with you guys in the comments as always. Anyway, thank you. I'll be back as soon as there's some more transfer news, as always.